Hi, I'm Paul Edwards, author of the Mourner's Woods books, and first and foremost, a monster kid. Today I'm reading Famous Monsters of Filmland, issue 37 from 1966. I thought some of you would enjoy flipping through this vintage monster magazine with me. Together, let's see what kinds of monster kid goodness is in here. Famous Monsters of Filmland, issue 37. Features one of Ray Harryhausen's great monsters, the Ymir, from 20 Million Miles to Earth. And in fact, it's billed here as Harryhausen's Horror from Venus, which it was. We're also looking inside Lugosi's haunted house, and we're going to see the fiend without a face. Wow. Okay, let's get right to it. Ooh. Yikes. The Return of Dracula. The skipper of Kong's Island. Oh, that's a tribute because the actor must have just recently passed away. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Ray Harryhausen was a master of stop motion animation, where they would take a detailed figure and, film it, take a still image of it, then move it just the slightest bit, then take another still image, and so forth, and then show them all in succession, and it would look like very lifelike movement. Yeah, the Ymir was a good one. Harryhausen liked doing fantastic creatures. It didn't really matter too much what kind of the movie it was. Some of them were horror, like this, 20 Million Miles to Earth. But some were fantasy, like Sinbad movies. Clash of the Titans. He closed his career out doing Clash of the Titans with ancient Greek myths. You're getting a whole story summary here, complete with the dialogue from the film. That's pretty good. So in case you haven't seen the film, you can read it essentially and look at the pictures and sort of imagine it. Oh yeah. So the Ymir kept growing throughout the film. And at one point, as you can see, he was the size of an elephant and got into a huge knockdown, drag-out fight against an elephant. I thought the Ymir looked great among the ruins of Greece, too. That was a great visual. Do you believe this story? Read on if you dare. Lugosi knew his house was haunted. There's the bat, the howling dogs, the weird woman, the coffin-like boxes. Yikes. They tell you the whole story and they say, you may draw your own conclusions. Lots of Monster Kids, especially in the first wave of Monster Kids in the 1960s when this magazine came out. Lots of Monster Kids would do their own monster makeup. There are hundreds of inside tips in this book. Wow. I should track this down on eBay just to see what it's like on the inside. Or do any of you have it? Or have you had it? Let me know what it's like in the comments. I'd like to know. The greatest contest ever. Mm-hmm. Well, it is true that it would be a lot of fun for a monster kid to enter into a contest, you know, doing their own makeup effects. But you can't just do your own makeup effects with just any materials. You have to use the official Famous Monsters makeup kit. So see, you got to send away and get the makeup kit and then use that to make your monster. See? Boris Karloff in The Black Cat. Got a nice interview with Karloff here. That's good. I'm assuming if you're watching a video like this that you know who these two are. Just in case you don't, that's Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. And of course there's Karloff in his most famous role, the Frankenstein monster. Giving Dr. Frankenstein what for. Hunch Facts of Notre Dame. Little known sidelights on Quasimodo and Company. I don't know. Return of the Blood Beast. Oh, I see. Because they started the article in the last issue. Night of the Blood Beast. I was going to say, there was no sequel to Night of the Blood Beast. Now I get it. My guess is at least half of you who know this movie know it from Mystery Science Theater. Ooh, the skull. This was written by Robert Bloch, the same guy that wrote Psycho. This was a movie by Hammer Studios' rival Amicus Studios. And Amicus cast two of Hammer's biggest stars in this picture, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. And it's a story of a relic of the Marquis de Sade, the skull of the Marquis de Sade, which exerts an evil supernatural influence on people in the modern world. Oops. He took them to Kong's Island. Now, Captain Engelhorn is gone. Inside Darkest Acula. That's a Forrest J. Ackerman line, of course. Fiend Without a Face is kind of a weird movie. This is, and I know this is a magazine full of weird movies, but the monsters in this were sort of animated brains that crawled along using their spinal column as a sort of a tail to propel them by means of stop motion animation. They were really weird. Can nothing stop the fiendish things? Dorian Gray. Eesh. The wages of evil are awful. Yikes. Village of the Giants was a comedy, a science fiction comedy, with a very young Richie Cunningham in it. Blood Creature. Ooh. Oh, wow. Dracula Returns. Another comeback for the thirsty Count. Yeah. This story with Return of Dracula is that it was an okay drive-in movie. Unfortunately, it came out at almost exactly the same time that Hammer Studios put out the color horror of Dracula, starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and it was, horror of Dracula ran rings around the low budget black and white Return of Dracula. So it's almost completely forgotten now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not. This movie was not really that bad. People say it was terrible. It really wasn't terrible. It was okay, but it just timing is everything in the entertainment industry, and this just came out at the wrong time. If this had come out, a couple years earlier, it probably would be better remembered. The Unholy 13. This is 13 quiz questions. Can you identify the movie that the line came from? Let's try an easy one. The spider spinning his web for the unwearied fly. The blood is the life. I'm assuming you know that one. That's from the 1931 Dracula. I'll show you who I am and what I am. Memorably, that was The Invisible Man, 1933. There's fear in your future. Oh, man. Well, we can send away for our home movies to show on a home movie projector because they haven't invented videotape yet. Well, they haven't invented home videotape yet. Oh, and if you don't have a movie projector, they'll sell you a movie projector too. Nice. Ooh, the Beast with 5 fingers. Well, just in case you want to branch out from the monsters, you got a couple of superheroes here. Superboy with Krypto and Batman. It's not just for mad scientists. It's the mad, mad, mad scientists laboratory. Make Dr. Jekyll jealous. Oh, you can get a human skull too. And you can work on it in your mad, mad, mad scientist laboratory. World's smallest pocket radio hides in the palm of your hand. Yikes. Can be heard 5 miles. Yep, this was the biggest hit out of these choices. A lot of us, including me, bought Famous Monsters Speak. Monsters Hobby Kit. Oh boy. Really? Magic lantern throws huge image on wall. Oops. Did I miss a page? I can't keep putting page by page in my captions if I miss a page. There we go. Well, if I were only going to buy one of these, I would have bought Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman so that I could have the monster fight. Because you weren't getting the whole movie here. You were only getting highlights. I know that as a whole movie, The Bride of Frankenstein is a superior movie, but if you're only getting excerpts, I would go with Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Oh. Nice. If you enjoy classic monsters like I do, you would love my book series, the Mourner's Woods books. I've written a series of novels that all take place in a haunted forest. I'm self-published on Amazon. Each book brings new threats, new monsters, ghosts, other creatures, and a completely new cast of characters in each book enters into this forbidden wilderness and has to face off against threats that are extremely reminiscent of those classic B movies of the 20th century that we all loved. My name is Paul Edwards. My books are the Mourner's Woods books, available on Amazon. Thanks for looking through Famous Monsters of Filmland issue 37 with me. I'll see you in Mourner's Woods.